I'd like to call this meeting to order. Please stand for the flag salute. George, will you lead us tonight, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, George. Tammy, will you take us through a roll call, please?
Yes, I will. Those present are Mayor Shaw, Council Members Baker, Johnson, Armbruster, Kemp, and McVeigh. Staff Presidents myself, City Attorney, City Planner, City Engineer, Public Works Supervisor, Lieutenant Brady, Captain Watkins. I was close. And yeah, that's everyone. There are no absences tonight.
Thank you, Tammy. Council, I'd look for the approval of the agenda, please.
Move to approve the agenda.
Give that to Maureen. There's a motion, a second to approve the agenda. Any further discussion? No further discussion. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed 5-0. Thank you, Council. Council, I'll now look for approval of consent agenda, please.
Move to approve the consent agenda to include October 24, 2023 claim vouchers 7906 to 7916 and 4 EFTs in the amount of $19,249.78. October 10, 2023 meeting minutes, claim vouchers 7924 to 7942 and 4 EFTs in the amount of $264,466.36. October payroll in the amount of $40,970.94, and the October treasurer's report, which have all been audited and certified by the committee.
There's a motion, and a second to approve the consent agenda. Any further discussion? No further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed 5-0. Thank you, Council. We'll now move into public comment, which is an opportunity for anybody in the public to address the council for 3 minutes, and it is an opportunity for us to listen, and it's not a question and answer time. So we have Amy.
For those that don't know me, my name is Amy Baker, and I am on the board of the We Love Rainier Washington organization, and we wanted to present the certificates to the city and Public Works for your help and your contributions throughout the 2023 year to help us do what we do. I don't really need to go 3 minutes unless you want me to read it, but they are gorgeous. For your care and support of We Love Rainier Washington and helping to make Rainier a better place to live, work, shop, and attend school and raise a family, you have the gratitude of the people of Rainier.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Amy.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, is that all? Thank you. Okay, we'll now move into public hearing for
Ad valorem.
ad valorem taxes. You want to address that at all? No?
No.
Okay. Basically, we're going to open the public hearing for the 2024 ad valorem taxes. Actually, one of you, yeah, okay. No, I just need one of you to close it.
There's any comment?
I move to close the public hearing.
Okay. There's a motion, a second, to close the public hearing for the 2024 ad valorem taxes. Okay. That's all we needed on that, right? I always forget.
I think so.
I always forget. That one always kicks me when we see that in this meeting. Okay, we'll go to...
Has anybody ever complained about it that you know?
no, that's why it always catches me off guard, because...
Oh, Kemp said yes.
I really did, I know.
What's that?
And one time here, some time ago, I remember it, and tonight several times.
Okay.
People have complained.
I get started.
we're good. Thanks,
Okay,
Amy.
we'll go to staff reports. Captain Watkins.
Relatively unremarkable. We had, about the same general activity we had last month. There was no real increase of anything. I mean, it's literally, if you look at the numbers, they're pretty much identical. The one thing of note, and again, it is nothing to be alarmed about. It just happened to be I think a coincidental thing. A couple of the incidents we did respond to in the city of Rainier, we had 2 death investigations, natural deaths, nothing violent or anything like that. They were just natural, but it was weird, and I use that word only because they both were on the same day. So that's a little unusual that we would be responding here for that. But other than that, there was no major incidents that occurred. If you had not heard, even though statistically at this point, the public safety sales tax has passed. Statistically, there's no way with the remaining votes to be counted that it will not pass. For the sheriff's office, that means over the next 2.5 years, it will, because that's what it'll take us to start getting the money from those taxes, and then be able to actually recruit and hire people. But we will be adding 27 commissioned members to the agency. So law enforcement side, that's a very big boost for our agency. So for as many years as I can think of, we've either been county 37, 38, or 39 out of 39 in staffing for the sheriff's office. So yet we're the 6th largest sheriff's, population-wise, 6th largest county in the state. So this is going to dramatically improve that, which will dramatically improve our service abilities, especially with the growing population that we have. So I believe we don't start seeing the first part of the money until mid next year, and then it gradually increases over that time frame, which works out perfect for us because again, it will take us time to hire people and get them trained. An entry level, deputy, just for your information so you understand, it takes anywhere from 3 to 6 months from the date they take the test until we get to a point that they've passed all phases of the background, the polygraph, the psych, the medical, all that. And then we hire them, then they're gone to the academy for just short of 5 more months. Then, once they come back from the academy, they're in field training for another 3 months. So it is about a year, give or take, before somebody we hired as an entry level is actually out serving the public. And that's, again, nothing that we control. It's just the way it kind of works in the law enforcement profession. If we're lucky enough to get a lateral hire, somebody who's already an officer, and they come to work for us much quicker. They start field training on like day 2, and their field training usually only lasts 6 to 8 weeks. So again, then they're out serving real quickly because they already know the laws. They're just learning our policies and procedures, which is much quicker. So we have that coming down the pipe. So it's just going to be us gearing up to hire all those bodies and buy the equipment and buy the cars and all of that. So any questions for me? Anything we can do for you? Anything we're not doing for you? Oh, I'm out of here. Well, I don't want to give you too much time to think about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain. Jim, you're hiding over there.
Trying, but
You got anything?
yeah, just some general statements. And so planning's been pretty quiet lately, but I have been taking a lot of phone calls about ADUs. ADUs is the new buzzword out there for everybody that wants to build a second dwelling unit on the property. Our code does allow ADUs, but our code is very restrictive on what they can be used for. There's only 4 allowances for ADUs in the city, and it's all typical. It's either family member to take care of, house in-home care, or somewhere to how to support a business, some type of that way. If they're not there, we don't have a code that just allows them to be built in for rentals, and that's what a lot of cities are doing right now. So I am getting a lot of phone calls, 3 or 4 a week, 3 or 4 different properties a week, interested in building ADUs. So we're going to see more of it. I know our code isn't currently updated. We had a conversation months ago about that. One of our problems we have to make that happen is we're on septic systems. If you're on a sewer system, hooking up an ADU is no problem. Piping in, take the lot, it's gone. A little different here out in Rainier when we have the septic systems. So we aren't able to freely have ADUs unless they go to the county and get their septic system upgraded or show that it has current capacity for that. So you may hear, I mean, I've been saying no or giving them the reasoning why it's not allowed. You may have some constituents come to you and go, I don't like those rules. I don't like the code. So at least you have a understanding of why they're getting a no. It's just because really it's sewer and our code doesn't allow anything other than those 4 uses at this point. Any questions on the ADUs?
Have we talked to the planning commission to review what we've done for plans, ADUs?
Not at this point, we have not. It can be done if there's a recommendation to do it or something. I'll look for the mayor to give me that direction if that's something we need to do. But even if we did open the code up, we still have the septic. So even if our code allows it, if they can't get a septic system on the property, it's really no go.
A lot of lots up to Tipson would easily fit an ADU. And that's why we've been dividing them down, so not as many that could now, but the possibility of somebody with a lot up in Tipson could put an ADU in instead of subdividing the property.
You're absolutely right. Tipsu is a candidate for that. I do get some calls up there. Most of them I'm getting though is commercial court. The smaller lots down here in town where they want to do something small to either rent it out for.
I think that's the thing that, you get into what some of the other cities are fighting with. They're doing ADUs, but it's not for a family member.
Right. That's the reason I was saying, do we want to restrict it, leave it restricted for family members or not? That was the question.
Anything else, Jim?
Just an update on the Seattle Street subdivision. A couple months ago, we met with them. They got a grading permit. They started moving some dirt. It's been stymied now. I talked to them recently about that. That's Edgar Holmes is doing that work out there. And based on inflation and rates and everything, he's kind of put a hold on that for the moment. But he is looking to get back to it when the economy will allow him. But right now, it's kind of sitting there right now. So you won't see much work there for a while, according to him. I think that's about it.
Okay. Any questions for Jim? Okay. Ron?
I submitted a written report, and we've been real busy. We did complete a sanitary survey with state DOH. It went real well. I'm real happy with that. Adam joined me on that, and it went very well. I was very happy about that. Also, I did escort and Tammy can give you a little more guidance on that. It was from what I understand, she's our insurance, AWC, insurance appraiser on all the city-owned property. So I took her around to all of the city-owned property and let her see inside the buildings and whatever. And and that went well. That was a good thing. So unless you have other questions, I believe the mayor's going to speak about our new employee. So.
Any questions for Ron? Thank you, Ron, and make sure you pass that on to Paul. You guys have been doing a great job, and you can count down. We got about 2 weeks left.
Yep.
And then we'll be back to full staff. Okay. Any questions for Ron? Dominic, I've already it's because you told me you had to talk to Dominic. Sorry, Adam. During budget workshop, I have let the council know because of things that came up in the budget. I let them know about what we're getting from Thurston County. I let them know that we did not get the grant. I let them know that you and I had talked and we're moving on with 4 pickleball courts. and you guys are gonna revamp it and get rid of the basketball court to 4 pickleball courts. And I let them know that I hope you're supporting all this, that you thought that we want to not open the bid in December now because it's usually not a good month, and you were going to talk with Dominic about it, and that your and my conversation was we were going to shoot to open the bid on January 2nd or January 3rd for 2 weeks.
We can begin advertising it at the beginning of January. We give it 2 weeks, so the first part of January.
Okay, so that's what I've shared them. So now add anything to that.
That's still a good requirement. It's just most contractors, they start taking extended time off in December, so it's just never a good time. So yeah, we hope to get going on revisions on that soon. I'll get you over an amendment. Did you get something in writing then from the county?
Yes, I did. I got it in writing yesterday, and it's even a little bit more in writing. I need to talk to you about it. And we had budget workshops, so I couldn't talk to you earlier, but that's what I've shared with the council, and Tammy and I have altered the budget to put only $100,000 into the parks part of it now.
Okay.
So that's, again, I had to share with the council because it was on the budget changes. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we look forward to getting it revised and out to bid.
Any other topics?
Yeah, not really. Ron, like he said, the sanitary survey with DOH was last month, and it went very, very, very smoothly. Thanks to Ron, really. He had everything set up and planned out for her, and she was very straightforward as well. So she said if there were any issues, she would have told us there in person, and she's not going to surprise us in the report. So she was very impressed, and frankly, she was very impressed by Ron too, for his knowledge and yeah, he's an asset to the city, frankly. But I just have to say, yeah, it was really nice. It was a good day. So yeah.
Any questions for Adam? Thank you, Adam. We'll go into council and mayor and reports, so we'll just continue around like always. Dennis?
I have no report, but I have 2 comments. One, I'm very pleased with the results of our street projects. It looks good, and I think everybody's happy with that. And the second is I'm really happy with Public Works, and my observation is that we're getting more done with 1 employee than we used to get done with 3 employees. And I hope the new guy is as effective as Paul is, because then we'll really be doing something.
Thank you, Dennis. Ron?
Nothing
Tom?
Nope, nothing.
You sure? Okay. George?
I don't have anything to report other than we'll be doing the Christmas tree lighting later on in the month.
Is that the 30th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maureen? One quick. Bill?
I'm saving it for number 8.
Okay. Tammy?
I don't have anything either.
No, I'm going to be the slow one.
Oh boy.
Well, no, we pretty much went through everything I wanted to get through it during the budget workshop. The budget, we talked about the fee structure. We didn't get that. Tammy and I have been working so hard on the budget, and we still got to get some people to get their numbers changed to Bill. So hopefully at the next meeting, we'll see a new draft to our fee structure that we talked about was going to come. We told you it would be on tonight's meeting, and I'll take the blame for that I didn't bark hard enough to get everything done and get it to Bill. So it's not on him. He just hasn't got the new numbers from anybody. We talked about our new employee, Tammy and I and Ron, and we had Maureen sit in as a council member, interviewed 2 candidates last week, and we've come out with a new employee, and he will go to work on December 4th. Is that the contract I gave you? His name is Teron, the Ron. To replace the Ron, it was during the interview, Ron brought it up that you should notice how his name is spelled. Theron, the Ron. It was fitting, as Tammy said. I sat here and I read Ron's face and Maureen's face and Tammy, and before we interviewed, I told Ron and Tammy that this has to be a fit for you two, because this is our vision, is that this could be our new public works director, and he knows that going in. And Ron was sold as can be. Ron, you want to say anything of what sold you?
Yeah, I'm impressed with what I heard on the background end of it, but more so just the initial input, as far as when I first met Theron. And you'll all see as well. I'm impressed with what he's accomplished in the last 2.5 years being in the industry, basically. That tells me a lot. He's a go-getter. We need him to go on through, and he'll be just fine, because ultimately, December 31st of 24, I need to feel comfortable about riding off into my retirement and letting him take over. That's the goal here, and I feel really good about that right now.
I think we all do. And he's coming from the city of Roy. He's been there for 2.5 years. I'll let him talk a little bit. I did not know this is how devoted he is to the city. I did not know he was coming to the meeting. That's why you saw me get up during the workshop and go talk to him. He's gung-ho to get going right now. Anyways, coming from Roy, he has water level 1 certification already, and he will be starting on his water 2 come 1st of December, and Ron has already talked with people and should be able to get certification number 2 done within hopefully 9 months.
That's the goal.
Okay. Maureen, you want anything to say about what you saw in the interview?
No, it was a great interview. My burning question, how was the concert?
So, let me introduce myself. I'm Theron. The concert she's referring to, the night of the interview, we went up to Seattle and saw Kiss for their final concert, which everybody says, it might be their final concert. But, yeah, it was amazing. I like loud music, but when your clothes are vibrating like this, it was, my ears are still ringing. But I'm flattered with what everybody has to say. Wow, I know I've got some extraordinarily big shoes to fill, and I am, yes, a go-getter. I have heart, I care, I have integrity, I love serving the public, and I'm ready to dive in head first. And I hope I'm, get to meet all of you one-on-one, and, if you ever have any questions, anything, come holler. I'm here to serve. And I thank you all for the opportunity. Thank you.
He'll be driving the F-250 when he comes, and Paul will keep the other 150 that he's currently driving right now, and we're getting the 250 all cleaned up and ready for you. It'll be the big truck in town.
You're the new snowplow guy.
That's right.
You were at City of Roy for 2.5 years.
Yep.
You want to tell them what you did. It's easier for you to tell them what you did beforehand,
absolutely.
because you did share with the
So,
4 of us.
City of Roy, small town, we've got 2 public works employees, myself and the public works director. I mean, everything from vacuuming the floor and getting it ready for the council meeting, fixing the lights. We maintain the water system. We repair the streets. We empty the trash. We maintain the parks. Chief dog catcher. There's nothing above or below what the public works guys in a small town do. I love that, because something different every day comes your way. No 2 days are the same. And I love knowledge. I'm always, feed me more, feed me more. Right away, I got my WDM water certification. I went for my cross connection control. I've got my confined space entry. I've got a stack of certifications, and I'm looking to get more. And I always love to learn, because that makes me more valuable and helps me to serve everybody better.
And I think I can share that he was hoping that Roy would maybe be him moving up here, but we all know things in Roy have not gone the way they were when he was hired 2.5 years ago, and now there's some talk that Roy may be going back to Pierce County.
Yeah, I was at my previous job 26 years, and the owner passed away, and they closed the company. And I came on at Roy, and I thought I had found a home. Went for my certifications, but just recently, in the last couple of months, they've been talking about budget cuts, pay decreases, Roy possibly going back to Pierce County if they can't get their house in order. And so I felt like I needed to move on and, protect myself. And this position came available, and I'm super happy to be here.
Okay, thank you. And thank you for showing up, and we're looking
I'm 100% all in.
Yeah, I know. I've had a couple conversations with you on the phone. I know you're all in.
Mayor, I have one other thing I'd like to add also. Theron resides in Edendale, but that's less than a 1 hour response time, which is required by State Department of Health. So we're fine in that respect. He could technically be on call for the water system, for emergencies, whatever, and we're okay. It requires a 1 hour response, and I believe you said it's about 40 minutes.
About 40 minutes, yeah.
From his residence. So I just wanted to share that to make sure.
And that was something we had talked about during the interview, was the distance, and Ron verified that. Any questions? Thanks again.
Thank you.
Okay. You don't have anything to report, Rainey. You're just coming back because I told you that we're having a meeting.
He does have a written report in your packets.
We're just finishing up, so if you had anything you wanted to do.
I'm good, sir.
And we need to have a meeting, Jim. When we're done, that's why Rainey came back, you and me and Tammy and Bill, and we got to get on the same page on something that came about here in the last 12 hours.
12 hours.
Yeah.
Cool.
I tried to call you. Got a missed call about 5:30 from me. 5 o'clock. So, anyway, don't sneak out. Okay, new business. Your turn.
Thank you. You all received a draft of a franchise ordinance. A Consolidated Communications of Washington Company is going to be taking over from, I think, Wycom is what it used to be called. In other words, a similar name. And they asked in their initial letter to us they kind of wanted to resurrect Ordinance 422 as amended by 511, and that was passed back in 2000. And it doesn't make any sense to me, so I just kind of doctored up the one that we already had and sent it out. And I got a response back from them, and it says, well, we're not going to provide cable anymore. And we've notified all our customers. We're getting out of business. Oh, okay. Well, that explains why you wanted 422. And so what you got now is basically a redrafted ordinance 422 with a few handful of changes to it for them. And I suspect there are going to be more. So you probably get another revision by the next meeting, and there may be another revision by the time December 12th comes around as well. But mostly this is an ownership change. It's bigger companies. If you read through the letter about you kind of get lost in who's going to own what and who's going to be in charge of which by the time it's all over. But the company is incorporated. It's been in Washington State for 4 or 5 years. They're legitimate, I guess. There are a few changes that still have to be made. If anybody's got any questions, I'd be happy to probably tell you I don't know the answer to them. But otherwise, give me a call or read through it if you've got nothing better to do. There's nothing on cable TV anymore. And be happy to go over it with you.
So this is not an action item?
It's what? No, this is kind of like first reading sort of thing, introduction. We've always done that with franchise ordinances. They've always been, you introduce them and give the public, and Tammy's gonna put a notice out on the reader board and on the wall and then on the
I was
webpage.
just curious because it's not listed, but ordinance 719 is an action item,
We're gonna go to that next.
That's
That's a total different item than we're talking about.
I know. but
He's making a point that I didn't actually write action on it. So, yes, it is an
Right.
action
No,
item.
Yeah, this one is not an action
Yeah.
item. No, this is just
I understand.
information, and
I just wanted to clarify.
so everybody knows in case somebody catches you on the street and wants to know why the hell you still got TV anymore.
Yes, boss.
Thank you, Bill. Okay, we'll go to ordinance 719, which is the ad valorem taxes that we had the hearing on 20 minutes ago. I do need a motion and a second on that.
I move that we approve ordinance 719 for the 2024 ad valorem tax.
There's a motion and a second to pass ordinance 719, approving the 2020-24 ad valorem taxes. Any further discussion? No further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed 5-0. Thank you, council. Any old business? Look for a motion to adjourn.
To adjourn.
Motion and a second to adjourn. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, council. Meeting officially adjourned at 5:31. Rainy, I'm 1 minute low behind.